A lot of Dynamics GP users are considering moving to Dynamics 365 Business Central. And there's 4 main reasons that they're doing this. Let's take a look at them. Number 1, Microsoft has recently made changes to the licensing for Dynamics GP. This makes it advantageous to move to another system. Secondly, people are looking at migrating their business systems into the cloud. Business Central is a good solution for that. Also with Business Central, there's a nice, modern, simplified interface. It makes it easy to use, easy to learn. And one of the most important things is that in Dynamics 365 Business Central, you've got a flexible chart of accounts. These are some of the changes that Microsoft has recently made with Dynamics GP licensing. First of all, enhancement plan renewals have gone from 17% to 19% of the system list value, and the Advantage plan rates have moved from 19% to 20%. This is going to make it more expensive on a year-to-year basis to own Dynamics GP and keep it current. Also, in October 2023, Microsoft increased the prices for Dynamics GP for perpetual licenses and also for subscription. And less recently, Microsoft has moved Dynamics GP to the modern lifecycle policy. And what this means is that there'll be upgrades for security and also compliance requirements. We do not expect to have many functionality enhancements in this process. And Microsoft also stated, as of April 1st, 2025, they will no longer sell new licenses to new customers for GP. The only people that are going to be able to add to their system are current GP users. These are big changes from Microsoft, and this is causing a lot of people to think maybe it's time to move from Dynamics GP and possibly to Dynamics 365 Business Central. One of the main reasons that people are considering moving from Dynamics GP to Dynamics 365 Business Central is because they are migrating their business systems into the cloud. Migrating to the cloud means there's diminished need for on-site security. This is helpful to the IT department, makes things a lot easier. Also, the upgrades to Dynamics 365 Business Central are automated by Microsoft. They're pushed into your system automatically. You can choose when you want them. But generally, you don't have to have a system shutdown to do that upgrade. Having your ERP system in the cloud makes integration a little easier. The interface is more open and more secure. These are 2 reasons why the integrations may be easier for your ERP system when it's in the cloud. And a big one is eliminating the need for on-site servers. There's no SQL server, there's no application server, there's no reporting server. All of that is handled in the cloud. It's less hardware cost, network security, and also maintenance. This is a big deal for IT departments. And also, moving your ERP system to the cloud may align with other organizational strategies you have in mind and are pursuing at this time. When people consider moving their ERP system to Dynamics 365 Business Central, what they really like is the new modern interface. This is an interface that has much of the functionality of Dynamics GP, but it's more modern. It's more well-suited to the modern workforce. A good example is in Dynamics GP. If we look at the purchasing function, there's a purchase order, there's a separate purchase order for projects, there's a separate receiving for projects, there's separate invoicing. In Dynamics 365 Business Central, all those functions can be done in one screen. This makes learning the system and also using the system a lot easier. And frankly, the reporting is much easier too. And one thing that people really like about Dynamics 365 Business Central is how easy it is to get help within the system. No matter where you are in the system, you can always have a lookup to find the things that you're looking for. You don't have to navigate a menu system. You can just type in search criteria, and Business Central will give you the results of what you're looking for. And besides the universal search that I just talked about, there's also context-relevant help on every screen in the system. So if you have a specific question about a specific field on a screen, you can access the help directly from that field. And a big difference between Dynamics GP and Dynamics 365 Business Central is the chart of accounts. The chart of accounts in Business Central is a lot easier to set up and use. In Dynamics GP, you've got a static chart of accounts, which means I have to set up all the accounts that I want to use in my system before I can actually use them. I've got to set up a specific relationship between the main accounts and all the different segments I may identify. In Business Central, it's a flexible chart of accounts. I'll set up my main accounts, and then instead of segments, I've got dimensions. serves the same purpose, and I can choose the dimensions for a particular transaction as I need them, as I want them. I'm not required to set up the relationship ahead of time. It makes it a lot easier to use, a lot easier to learn, and makes the reporting, frankly, a lot easier as well. And if you're using analytical accounting in Dynamics GP, you don't have to use that anymore in Business Central. You can just add additional dimensions and get the same value of analytical accounting you currently see in Dynamics GP. People that are on Dynamics GP are considering moving off of GP for the reasons we talked about. One is Microsoft is changing the licensing for those current users. They also have a desire to migrate their systems to the cloud. And frankly, they like the new modern interface of Business Central. And what we're finding from an accounting standpoint is they really like the flexible chart of accounts. Much easier to use, much easier to set up, and also create reporting.